Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, hi, welcome, and if you are old, also hi. I made an embroidery video for this week. I injured my thumb recently, so I haven't really been able to make a lot of things, but it kind of healed, so I was able to do some embroidery because I feel like embroidery is pretty chill and it doesn't require too much crazy hand moving stuff, and it's also my left thumb that I injured, so I was able to do it with my right hand. And yeah, I'm very new to embroidery. I feel like I say that in all the videos that I make with anything that I do, but I do want to say that I'm very new to embroidery. My skills are very far from being advanced or even good. I'm definitely a beginner embroiderer. But I just saw so many of these videos on Pinterest of people embroidering really pretty flower patterns onto their sweatshirts in the shape of logos, and I've seen a lot of the Nike logo ones, so I was thinking why not do that, but with maybe like a designer logo just to make things a bit more bougie. But yeah, I think it's just such an easy DIY to do. As you will see, did mine pretty freehand. You can definitely do yours more specifically with like a real logo cutout, so you make sure that it's perfect. But in terms of actually filling it up, I think Pinterest is a great place to go for embroidery because they have a lot of like short clips of people doing different types of flowers and stitches and stuff like that. I did some really basic stitches. You can do whatever you want or whatever colors you want. This is more of just like an inspiration, what I did type of video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I've got my embroidery hoop. I want to say this is a, I don't know, 4-inch hoop or maybe a 5-inch hoop. I will check and let you know. But I've also picked out some embroidery colors. These all came in a set, so I didn't buy these separately. I'll try and figure out if I can see like color names, but I just picked out some of the cute pastel faded colors from my embroidery kit. And then I've obviously also got a needle to embroider with and some scissors, and then it would help if you have like a cloth pen, but I just have a normal pen that is water soluble, so I know it will wash off, but I'm probably not going to be able to see it that well, so it would help if you have like some chalk for clothes or a proper clothes pen. But I'm just gonna go ahead and put my embroidery hoop on. So I'm just gonna take the smaller hoop and put it in behind. But I think I want to do the Gucci logo, so I'm gonna sketch that out on my sweatshirt so that I know where I'm gonna be embroidering it. I've got my logo here. I'm just gonna sketch this out, but okay, so you guys can probably see that a little bit, but I've drawn my Gucci logo, and it's definitely not perfect. So if you want to do it more perfect, you should probably print out the logo that you want to use. It could be any logo, and then cut it out and then trace it. You'll definitely get it more perfect then, but to be honest, I don't mind it kind of being more handmade because it is handmade, so I like the vibe. But now I'm going to start embroidering, so I am going to start with the edges first probably, just so I can like mark it out. I'm probably gonna do, okay, so I don't know that many different types of stitches or flowers. I only know the basic ones, so I'm just gonna go by flower type. So I'm gonna start out with like the most easy, like big space covering flower type, if that makes sense, and I'm gonna do them around the edges, just so I have some space filled up, and then I'm gonna go in and do like smaller flowers and leaves and things like that. So that's the plan. I'm gonna be working with three threads. I separated this just now off camera, so if you don't know what that means, I'm gonna do that later again. But I'm gonna start at the end and then work my way around. So just going in, I'm gonna do one of the most basic flowers that I probably learned when I first started embroidering, which by the way I have not done that much embroidery, so please don't come at me if you are a pro, but you basically just pull the string back in very close to where you pulled it out from, and then you leave a loop, and then you don't pull it in all the way, but you take your needle and you come back out at the end of where you want your petal to be. So I'm going to do it at the very edge of the letter here, and then that's going to help you keep the petal in place. And then you just take your thread and put it on the other side of that to secure it, and then you have a petal. You have a petal if you don't ruin it. You have a petal, and then you can go around the whole way doing that, and then you will have a flower. That's my kind of questionable first flower, but I'm going to go ahead and tie it off on the other side. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just gonna go on the back and make a couple of knots and tie it off. And I'm just pushing the needle up from the back, pulling it through, and then it helps if you hold it in place of where you want your petal to be, and then you push it back down right next to where you pulled it up from, while still holding on to your thread, and then wherever you want the tip of your next petal to be, that's where you push your needle in next. And then when you pull it through, your petal should end up at that spot, and then you can just put a small little stitch at the tip to hold it in place just behind it, and that's how you make your little flowers. Okay guys, so I've done quite a few flowers now. I might add more later. You can kind of start seeing the shape. There's one G and then there's the other one. I'm probably gonna add more flowers in later, but I wanted to put in some of the leaves first just so I could see where the spaces are that need filling. But I thought I would show you what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about splitting the thread. So basically the embroidery thread comes like this. It's kind of thick. So what you have to do is you just start to peel it apart, kind of. That's not in focus. If you can see that, there's like strings in there that are kind of combined. So you just count out however many strings you want, again depending on how thick or intricate you want your design to be. That's 3 strings right there, which is half of it. And then you just kind of peel it apart. And when you do that, you'll end up with 3 strings together, which you can thread through your needle, and then you use those 3 strings to embroider, and then you can keep the other half obviously and then use it again when you're embroidering with the same color. But yeah, I'm just gonna start embroidering my leaves. The leaves are pretty much done in the same way that the flowers are, with these little like petal type things, except we do like straight lines and then do like little V-shaped leaves. You'll see what I mean, but I've just got this light green, and then I've also got a dark green, so I'm probably gonna alternate between those 2 greens to put the leaves in. Okay, so I'm gonna do a leaf in this corner here, but basically I'm just gonna pull my thread up, and then I'm gonna make a petal in the same way that I did with the flowers, by just making by pulling the thread down in the same place that I pulled it up from, and then leaving a little loop out for the leaf. And then I'm just gonna make the loops a bit smaller, obviously, because I don't want them to be as big as the petals. But then again, going up with my needle and securing that leaf in place with a little stitch at the tip. And then from that starting point, I'm gonna do the same thing but in the opposite direction in like a V shape, so that the next leaf is gonna go this way. And then obviously keeping the leaves roughly the same size, because it's all part of the larger stem. And then putting a small stitch in near the tip. And then I'm gonna go back to the base of where those two leaves start from. And then I'm just gonna do a straight stitch up to the point where you would want your next leaves to go. So not too high, but obviously high enough. Actually, I probably could have done it a bit higher than that. But high enough that you can start the next leaves and they're not too close to the previous ones. And then you just do it again. And I left a little bit of a gap there. I should have put my stem a little bit higher, but that's the basic premise of how we're gonna make the stems of leaves. And then I'm just gonna finish off by pulling it straight up so it ends on a stem instead of ending on the leaf. And if you can see, that's the little stem there. Obviously, again, it's not perfect, and there are a lot more intricate leaf patterns if you want to have something more precise and realistic looking, but I'm a pretty amateur embroiderer, so I'm just doing like the easy versions of everything. But yeah, I'm just gonna go around and like fill in some of these gaps that I've left with the two different green colors to make the leaves. And then the last thing that I'm gonna do is probably put some dots where there are little spaces. So even if your leaves don't fill up all the spaces perfectly, don't worry too much about it, because we can do little round stitches to fill those gaps in. Okay guys, I'm kind of at a point where I feel like I've filled in leaves and flowers wherever I want to, and now the shape is pretty much there. But there are just like some small patches around the corners especially, and in between the leaves and flowers that aren't really a big enough space to put another leaf or flower. So I'm just gonna do little dots. I've done a couple of them already. I've done like one here and one there. I don't know if you can tell, but they're kind of just standalone little I don't know what to call them, little like dots, I guess. And they're really easy to do. All you have to do is, so I've threaded in some of my thread, and you just push it down underneath from wherever you want the dot to go. So I'm going to do some here actually for this flower. If you have spaces under your flowers, it's a great place to put them, because it kind of makes like the center of the flower. So you pull your embroidery thread out, and then basically what you do is you take your needle, and let me zoom this in a little bit more. What you're going to do is you're going to just twist the embroidery thread around your needle. I like to do 3, but it depends how big you want your little bobble to be, and with that twisted thread around your embroidery needle, you're just gonna push back in right next to where you pushed in from, like that. You're just gonna push that down, and that's just gonna hold those little twists that you made in place, and you're gonna end up with a little circle like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do those in various places, just to fill up the space and make the letters clearer. And I'm gonna do them in all the different colors that I've been using, because I definitely want to add some more pink in here. But yeah, they're pretty easy. You literally just push the needle out, wrap the thread around, and then push it back in right where you came up from. Guys, I think I'm done with my embroidery. It's obviously not perfect. I definitely should have done a better job of drawing my pattern because this G is way too close compared to this one. But honestly, if you guys end up using like a stencil for it or cutting it out or doing it more specifically, you'll get a much more precise pattern. But I still love the way it looks. I think it looks really cute and pretty, and honestly it was so easy. I was kind of worried that it would look too basic because I don't really know any special embroidery stitches, but I love the way it looks. I'm gonna take the embroidery hoop off so we can see what it looks like without. And there it is, guys. There's the sweatshirt. I'm gonna wash it so that the mark goes away, and then I'm gonna try it on with some outfits for you guys. Sorry if you can hear the honking. Don't you love New York? I'm gonna try it on with some outfits for you guys, and then we're gonna be done. I'm super happy with it. Okay guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys liked it and it was helpful or inspirational to someone that wanted to try this out. I thought I would show you how I styled it. Basically, I'm just wearing my turtleneck and the sweatshirt over top. I think sweatshirts are really, like, obviously they're great to wear on their own, but I think when you layer them, they can look really fashionable even though they're such an easy, casual, comfortable thing. So layering them over turtlenecks or shirts, if you live in cold weather, is great because I think it looks super cool, and it's actually really on trend right now, I feel. And also I just put some jeans on. So this is the outfit. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna do a different shot of me standing further back so you can see my outfit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm definitely gonna be making more crafting videos and crochet videos, so I'm sorry if you've been waiting for that. And oh yeah, also I wanted to say this is a great DIY. I think you can find so many like plain sweatshirts at thrift stores and stuff. So I think this is a great DIY to try on some cute plain pieces that you thrift as well and embroider something cool on it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!